have to believe me. You've imprisoned... You're a member of the Mages Guild, aren't you? Please, you have to help me. The Sapiarchs accused one of our compatriots, my best friend, of a murder he didn't commit. They won't even consider the possibility that he's innocent. Another Sapiarch named Haladon. Emil arrived at the gates of Lilandril, carrying Haladon's body, and confessed to the crime. But he seemed shocked, confused. I know Emil better than anyone. He's not capable of something like this. I swear it. He's a pacifist for Mara's sake. The Sapiarch's investigation was a joke. They just took Emil at his word and handed down the sentence. Of course, the local guild magister rolled over like she always does. Coward. Please, I need your help. Thank you for keeping an open mind. I promise once you look into the details of this mess, you'll see that Emil's innocent. With any luck, we'll clear his name. We might even teach the Sapiarchs a lesson in humility. Wouldn't that be nice? The Sapiarchs say Emil confessed to murdering Haladon, but he'd never murder anyone. He loved Haladon. I don't know if he's confused or disoriented, but I do know he wouldn't do this. Please, talk to Emil. Convince him to recant his confession. The Mages Guild and Sapiarchs are united in accepting Haladon's guilt. No one else will help. You and I are his best advocates. If you have any questions, please ask. You should know all the facts before you set out.
I don't have anything to say to you or anyone else. Please, go. Yes. She's wrong. What? No, no! They already did an investigation. I murdered Haladon. It was me. Why are you inserting yourself into matters that don't concern you? I murdered a Sapiarch. I accept responsibility and my punishment. Go away. I don't want your help.
You there! Why are you interrogating Emil? I am Kalawende, Chief Diplomat of the Mages Guild. I apologize for my tone. This has been a trying time. The Sapiarchs consider this matter closed, you know. What are you doing exactly? Who sent you? Our interests may align. Vivine, look, I've uncovered something odd as well. The Sapiarchs have made it very difficult for me to intervene directly. Perhaps you can help. Emil met a shady merchant named Galador prior to the murder. That's very out of character for him. That's what I came here to find out. But it seems Emil doesn't want to talk. Galador has deep connections to Lilandril smugglers and thieves. If you learn what Emil purchased from Galador, we might gain some insight into Haladon's murder. Galador stores his business ledger in one of the inn's larger suites. Unfortunately, he placed a hex on the book, making it impossible to read without a passphrase. If you discover the passphrase, you should be able to learn what Emil purchased. My contacts tell me that Galador left the city on business. Goodness knows what kind. No one will accost you while you investigate. Just be careful. It cannot become known the Mages Guild is investigating this matter after the Sapiarchs forbid it.
Swan feathers flutter from her ivory bridal gown. An unsung vow slipped from her lips, eager to be found by star-eyed bride of Alan.
Psst, over here. I trust you were successful. My own inquiries were fruitful. I've learned where we must go next in this investigation. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Did you manage to break Galador's wards? What did you find? Honestly, what would Emil want with sheep's blood? And syringes? I'd suspect blood magic or chemical addiction if I didn't know Emil. Neither of those items are illegal. He must have bought them from Galador to keep the purchase a secret. I'll try to figure out what Emil wanted with these items. Meanwhile, I found the guard who arrested Emil, Millerant. I'm forbidden to speak to him, but you are not. The Sapiarchs moved Millerant to Lilandril's docks. Find out what he knows. Truthfully, I'd love to. But as a diplomat, I don't have that luxury. The Sapiarchs consider the matter settled, and officially our Mages Guild has accepted their ruling. I have a duty to preserve our relations with the Sapiarchs. It has exacerbated tensions that already exist. The Sapiarchs see this murder as evidence of our negligence. Members of the Guild resent it, so we're caught in something of a downward spiral. She is tenacious. She often volunteers to help others. You won't find a more zealous advocate for the Mages Guild's goals and mission. In truth, I've never had a greater pupil, aside from Emil, of course. In my experience, people use talent as an excuse for idleness and lack of effort. Emil and Vivine both enjoy great natural ability, but Emil's focus on restoration magic indicates purer motives. He also works harder than anyone I know. The goodness you showed that old dog at Torinon. Divine blessing.
Welcome to Lilandril. Just off the boat. Lots of sailors coming and going. Just don't forget to submit your shipping manifests to the harbor master. Unless there's something else you need. Sad business, that. I was at my post when I saw Emil with a body slung over his shoulder. Once he reached the gate, he slid Haladan's corpse onto the ground and collapsed. He just knelt there sobbing, saying, "I killed him over and over." He didn't seem mad, if that's what you're asking, but he wasn't lucid either. When it comes to murderers, I've met more than my fair share. So you can trust me when I say Emil's no murderer. He might have killed Haladan, but it wasn't on purpose. Look, you need to promise me you'll keep this to yourself. Saltbreeze Cave is just south of here. Well-worn entrance, wizard's tools scattered about. I tried to tell the Sapiarchs about it, but your answers are in that cave. Guaranteed. That's the other thing. Haladan looked like he'd been thrown off a cliff. Legs broken, blood leaking out of his ears, collapsed ribcage. You tell me how a wiry Breton could do that to someone. Doesn't make a whit of sense. Unless he can conjure up a stone club the size of an ox yoke, I just can't imagine it. I'll tell you to examine the body yourself, but the Sapiarchs already burned it. Convenient. This business with Emil was just too odd. Once the Sapiarchs convicted him, I had to find the truth of it. I took my coursing hound, Othelus, down to the gate and had him follow Haladan's blood trail. It led right to the mouth of that cave. No, Saltbreeze has a sour reputation. It used to be a popular haunt for the city youth to drink, sing, fornicate, that sort of thing. Then we lost a pair of lovebirds in a salamander attack. It's been abandoned ever since. At least we thought so. Of course they did. They'd already declared Emil guilty of the murder. Can't lose face over something like this. You got a confession, Milleron? Just let it go. Humph. They're just anxious to be done with this whole affair.
Who's there? Please don't hurt me. I mean you no harm. Emil, is that you? Where is Haladan? Is he all right? Auriel, forgive me. Please listen carefully. Emil did not murder Haladan. I swear it. The two of them only sought to help me. I suffered from a mysterious affliction. Haladan and Emil infected me with vampirism to halt the disease's progress. Gods, no! I came here with my companion Gerwardel. By the time we arrived, her illness was terminal. Emil tried to administer the cure to her too, but she broke free and attacked Haladan. There was so much shouting. I thought maybe they escaped. Stone abominations. Vampiric alchemy. If the Sapiarchs found out that Haladan had a hand in this tragedy, they would strike his name from the histories. Emil would never let that happen. Read Haladan's notes, you'll see the truth of it. I believe so. The fog is gone. The flop sweats in sleepless nights with dreams of blood and stone. But the cost was high. Too high. Poor Haladan. And now there's the hunger. Yes,
I can feel it creeping up the back of my throat. That thirst. It was just a tickle at first. Now, who knows how far it will go? Emil brewed this form of the virus alchemically. Maybe this will pass and I won't need to feed it all. I can hope. Never. Enough people have suffered on my account. Anyway, how would I find them? The shale skin disease claimed my sight before Emil had the chance to administer the treatment. I will find a way to survive without harming others. You have my word. My new condition does have a few benefits. My senses are keener now than they've ever been. I can hear the flutter of a moth's wings and smell lichens in the next room. It's enough. It will have to be enough. Hurry to Lilandro, prove Emil's innocence. I'll find my way. Somehow.
We don't care for troublemakers here.
You again? I told you, I don't want to talk about this. I'm guilty. What? No. No, you're mistaken. No, no, no. You can't believe her. She's lying. I attacked Haladon. I killed him. You're making this up. No one will believe it. No. Please, you must burn those notes. If the Sapiarchs learn what Haladon and I did, he'll be ruined. Disgraced. All his work will be for nothing. And Norasea. Mara, save me. Poor Norasea. They'll kill her. Please, you must keep this a secret.
Poor Emil. He meant well. But these are shocking revelations. I never thought he'd be so reckless. Creating a potion to deliberately infect someone with vampirism? By the eight. If this gets out, the Sapiarchs may never trust us again. I care for Emil, but I have a whole guild to consider. We've brought many outsiders to Summerset, and our relations here are tenuous at best. Even if Emil didn't murder Haladan, creating a potion this hazardous is still grounds for exile. I spoke to Sapiarch Saratarel. If Emil makes a full confession, the Sapiarchs will let us handle the details of his imprisonment. I've arranged for Emil to return to Stormhaven. A familiar setting, sympathetic guards. It's the best I can do. No, but then there are many forms of freedom. Wouldn't you agree? Emil will have access to our vast library and ample opportunity to write and publish. He can still play a vital role in the advancement of the arcane arts. You have my word.
By Magnus, if what you say is true, Emil's innocent. You seem hesitant. Don't get bogged down in the details of his experiments. The important thing is that he didn't murder Haladan. You have to take this to the Sapiarchs. She's a vampire. I grew up in Shornhelm, and I know how dangerous they are. They drink people's blood for Mara's sake. Look, I pity Norasea, but we can't destroy Emil's life over one bad decision. Setting a vampire free is reckless. You know that. You're what? Well, that's as may be. I'm sorry if I offended you, but you're clearly the exception. A half-starved vampire recovering from some rare illness is dangerous. Period. Haladan's dead. And if he truly loved Emil, he would gladly suffer humiliation to keep his beloved out of prison. You know that. As for the guild endures. We'll be fine. Just do the right thing.
There's nothing to consider. Even if I didn't kill Haladan, the vampirism was my idea. He never would have agreed to it if I hadn't pushed him. Haladan meant more to me than you'll ever know. His memory is all I have left. Don't ruin it. Please. Oh, Mara bless you. Losing Haladan was awful. I still see his bloody face with my waking eyes. The only thing keeping me sane is the knowledge that I might spare his reputation and the friend he dearly loved. Thank you for this kindness.
You have new evidence to present? Very well. I trust your investigation was thorough and unbiased? Or rather, as thorough and unbiased as an itinerant newcomer can manage. What new evidence do you wish to enter into the official record? Well, that is a surprise. As farcical as your investigation might have been, I appreciate your willingness to side with the facts. It does much to restore my opinion of the Mages Guild in Lilandril. I've already spoken with the guild diplomat, Kalawende. We resolved to send Emil back to Stormhaven. Leaving a Breton to rattle around in a high elf prison would reflect poorly on all of us. Better to imprison him among his own kind. Mercifully, yes. The Mages Guild promised to imprison Emil for the rest of his brief Breton life. I have no reason to doubt their sincerity, given your honesty today. Let us put this matter behind us. The Guild and the Sapiarchs must move forward. Now, I see no reason to delay Emil's exile. I will formalize his conviction today, have him turned over to the Mages Guild shortly thereafter. This sordid affair has caused enough pain. I'll not draw it out.
That storm's worsening by the second. We're running out of time. Best head inland, traveler. Far as you can manage. It is only a matter of time before the tempest over Sea Keep moves down the coast, leaving ruin in its wake. I suppose it is. But we were driven from the keep long before the tempest began forming. Sea elves infiltrated our defenses and slaughtered the garrison. We're all that survived. That storm will finish the job unless I manage to stop it. It's no natural formation. The sea elves are conjuring it. If I could get within striking distance of their sea mage, I could break his hold on the storm and prevent the destruction to come. But that's a desperate hope for one mer. I don't need another death on my conscience, but I can't afford to refuse your help. A direct assault on Sea Keep is impossible, but if the Maormer can infiltrate it, then so can we. Meet me at the ruins down by the water. I'll show you what I mean. Our means of entering Sea Keep is this way. There's no time to spare. I hope you're a strong swimmer, incidentally.
Stars keep you safe, traveler.
Here. This is the place. Here. This is the place. See that whirlpool? The currents are being drawn into the flooded ruins beneath Sea Keep. We should be able to follow them inside just as the sea elves did. It's that or we drown. If you want to back out, I understand. Good. I'm glad to have someone at my back. I couldn't ask any of my soldiers to do this. They've suffered enough for my mistakes, and it's just something I have to do. Come on, before the storm decides to sweep us away. We made it! Too many years on dry land. There's a secret door in these ruins that will lead us directly into Sea Keep's dungeon. I can unseal it, but there's something you should know first. I had another reason to come here, when I couldn't share around my troops. The Maormer are holding the woman I love captive. I have to free her before the reinforcements from Alinor arrive. Because Castera is a sea elf. She is, or was, I suppose, the captain of the crew that attacked Sea Keep. Assuming her mutinous crew hasn't already done so, she'll be executed. Ultima don't suffer, Maormer. Bait. These ruins were the only place where Cass and I could see each other. Our secret safe place. She would signal, and I would use the secret door to meet her. Only this time, I was met by the sabers of her crew. They had her in chains. Yes, the blood of the garrison is on my hands. I killed them with my secret. I can't take that back, but maybe I can save what's left. The survivors, the keep, and the woman I love. I last saw Cass in the dungeon. With any luck, she's still there, and unharmed. I didn't. The sea elves waylaid me and tossed me in the dungeon as soon as I unsealed the hidden passage. They only kept me alive because I was still of use to them. I slipped the leash on the battlements, where their sea mage was studying the keep's magical defenses. There was nowhere for me to run, so I took a leap of faith straight into the arms of the sea. Barely made it back to shore, but I survived.
Maybe scrubbing that for a week.
I last saw Cass in the... There's the secret door. Give me a moment to open the seal. Are you all right?
Pan? How did you... Never mind. Get me out of these chains.
I'll see to her bonds. Cass, I need you to tell us everything you know about what your crew is planning.
Is it just the two of you? I suppose it'd have to be. No one from his garrison would volunteer to help a Malma. You know the truth then, about us. You have to understand. The only thing lower than a mutineer to the Maorma is an Ultima. Consorting with one is tantamount to treason. Loving one, unforgivable. I made them party to the ultimate taboo. Now they're trying to wash away the stain. They're going to summon a storm so powerful it'll scour the entire coast clean, and this keep with it. There'll be no trace of my offense left, or anything to stand between Alinor and the Piandinian Armada. They'll be remembered as heroes. On the battlements, calling to the wind and sea. It'll be a hard slog to get there. My crew won't hesitate to lay down their lives to protect Ulsar.
I have a suggestion for our next move. Defeating Ulsar won't be as simple as rushing up the battlements and driving a sword through his heart. He has all the power of Seakeep at his command. It wouldn't even be a contest, but I have an idea to put us on equal footing. The magic in these old ruins are the hidden heart of Seakeep's power. Without them, we'd merely be high walls and harsh words, save a few war machines. Cutting off the flow of magicka to the battlements might give us the edge we need. There are fonts that channel the power of magicka through Seakeep. If we seal them, it should prevent Ulsar from drawing more power into his storm, but the results could be unpredictable. Sealing the fonts will be like trying to plug a dam with our fingers. At best, we'll staunch the flow enough to weaken him. At worst, the strain brings the whole keep down on us.
Pan, your plan's insane. I love it. Where do we start?
No. You have to run while you can, Cass. Even if we stop the storm...
Stow it, Pan. I'm as much to blame for this as you. I'm not leaving you to fix it yourself.
You're okay turning a blade on your own? There's no way to avoid it.
They stopped being my own the moment they mutinied.
There's one of the fonts.
I don't suppose we could use this to blast Ulsar off the ramparts.
There's a font here.
Is there
Sadly,
any
no.
way to tell if this is... I'm in favor of that.
The last font is just ahead.
Too late to right the ship, Captain. Nothing left to do but sink with the
I'm too
rest.
stubborn to sink Tenerife. That's why I was captain. May your bones bleach on barren sands. Damned fool. There wasn't a shred of hesitation in Tenerife's eyes. He went to his grave hating me with every fiber of his being. My second mate. Former second mate. He was like a brother to me, but he turned his back like the rest. I don't know why I expected him to be different. Not that I deserved his forgiveness. I betrayed them first. I made vows to one of the tyrants that exiled our people from our rightful home. I've lost everything because of it. Maybe I was right when I thought we were cursed. Maybe I was never one of them to begin with. How many of those vipers would have charged in here to rescue me from capture? Pan was the right choice.
The gates are barred. The locking mechanisms are controlled from those two towers.
Easy enough. You take one, I'll take the other.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Damn it! I didn't see him escape, but I held out hope. I'm sorry, old friend. That does it. Should meet Castira at the gate. This is it, Cass. Last chance to...
Don't try to talk me out of this, Pan. Earlsar's up ahead, in the eye of the storm. He drove my crew to mutiny, tossed me in chains, and nearly killed the man I love. I'll drag him to the bottom of Mother Sea if it's the last thing I do.
Earlsar and his storm lie beyond this gate. No matter what happens, I want to thank you for standing by me. If it weren't for you, I might never have gotten to see Castira again. If this is goodbye, at least it'll be one with closure. Charging headlong into the fray was easier when I had nothing to lose, but my courage is intact. I'm with you to the end.
You remember our vows?
They were the only thing that kept us moored through that miserable storm.
Let's do it again. How often are we going to see a tempest like this in one lifetime?
You always were the romantic.
Shouldn't the storm be growing weaker?
I said it probably wouldn't get any stronger. Damn him! I can barely hold my footing!
Keep fighting! One of us has to make it!
You can't tame the sea!
can't see me with you.
Castira, wait!
It ends like it began. The two of us, adrift among the wreckage of our lives.
But alive and together.
Fortune smiles, with a shark's teeth. Ulsar's dead and his mutiny along with him. I only wish I had the strength to settle the score myself. If there was any justice in the world, he'd have been forced to concede that he'd never drown me in shame. I'll return home with my head held high. It'll be a long journey without a crew, but I'll manage. There's no shame in returning to port humbled but unbroken, though I think I'll steer clear of sun-kissed shores for some time. I love him for some reason, but the walls between us are taller than this keep. Just to see him for a few fleeting moments commands such risk, it nearly destroyed everything we care about, and more. There's no place for us among Malma or Altma. Did you witness a lot of coexistence here today? When we come together, we leave ruin in our wake. Take the sign for what it is. The world doesn't want us to be together. It's time we finally accepted that as the truth and stopped fighting it. Pan won't take it well, but I think he'll understand. Thanks for everything you've done for us. May you see clearer skies and calmer seas than we. I love you, Pan. But we can't go on like this.
I know, Cass.
What will happen when I'm gone?
I pick up the pieces, or I find myself in irons.
I'm sorry. For everything.
I'm not.
The span between us may be as far as the sun and the sea, but you'll never be far from my thoughts.
The sun and the sea were never so lucky as to have crossed paths. I don't expect you to keep my secret, but I'd rather pay my penance through action, not rotting in a cell. It's selfish, but it's all I have left. I want to restore some of the damage I've caused with my own hands. I have to believe I can find redemption through repentance. Our reinforcements have arrived from Alinor. Tell the battle reeve what you will.
When Pandemalian soldiers told me he'd returned to the keep with a passerby, I thought he'd lost his mind. What were you thinking? I'm not one to commend recklessness, but I suppose we all owe you a debt of gratitude. I don't know what's more troubling, that the Sea Elves would attempt such a thing, or that they were able to seize Seakeep in the first place. I'll note your remarks for the inquiry to follow. The sack of Seakeep under Pandemalian's watch will reflect poorly, though his heroics today will temper the attitudes of the court. Your service to the Crown is appreciated. You've had a long day. See to your troops and get some rest.
I'm honored by your consideration, but Seakeep is my responsibility. I won't rest until it is secure.
As you wish.
Hail, mighty warrior! Hail, weary traveler! Seek ye the torchlit halls of Sovngarde? You will not find them here, alas! Naught but puny elves and snow-backed wizards dwell in this place. I am bound for the Whalebone Bridge, and soon's mighty challenge. Join me! Confused? Bah! You sound like that scrawny mage Erudil. My course is plain. I must make my way to the dwelling place of my honored ancestors, to bathe my beard in mead and sing the shield-tained song of battle. Make way, or taste sky-forged steel! You would have words with that thin-legged sorcerer? Fine! You will find him in the courtyard of the gaudy elf hall up the hill. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an adventure to return to.
Attention! Class is now in session.
What are you doing? Stop this nonsense right now. Unbelievable. Eye of Magnus, another one. That's a very convincing costume. What are you supposed to be? Some gallant hero? Trinimac in disguise? Wait, you're not one of my classmates. You really are a hero, aren't you? Thank Auriel. I need your help. I may have unleashed a powerful enchantment on the Academy. Quite by accident, mind you. There's this book, you see, The Illuminous. I stole just the briefest of peeks. Barely even a peek, honestly. More like a fleeting glimpse. It drove my classmates mad. They were all quite sane before, but now they seem possessed by characters from novels and storybooks. They're snorting like pigs, running from cats. It's lunacy. I have some ideas on how to fix this, but I need help. When I opened the book, The Illuminous, there was a great flash of light and a low growl. Or maybe a yawn. Like some great beast just woke from a deep sleep. Originally, it was full of dense text. Now, just see for yourself. I set it down over there. You see? It's empty. It's as if the words just scampered off the page. I thought maybe the enchantment rendered the words invisible, so I tried to recover them. I used gazing lenses, Welkind revelation stones, even a bit of lemon juice. Nothing. I'm not sure. I certainly hope not. The words could be dancing around in oblivion for all I know. We should focus on the enchantment itself. If we manage to loosen its grip on some of my friends, they might be able to provide some clues.
Erudiel? Oh, what are you still doing here?
Glardir, where in Tamriel have you been?
I told you before, Glardir's gone. Look, you're so plain, Erudiel. So boring.
Well, there's no need for that. I know she doesn't seem the part, but Glardir's my best friend. She was with me when I opened the Illuminous, and now she's... well, frankly, I don't know what she is. Executing this plan is going to be harder than I thought. Right. Sorry. As far as I can tell, everyone thinks they're a character from some book or another. If we can figure out what persona they've taken on, we can trick them into doing something out of character. Maybe. It's a start. You can't expect me to know everything. It's only my 14th year, for Mara's sake. I'll start with Glardir, though I must admit, I have no idea what character she's channeling. You should find some of the others. I think I saw Pavo over by the east wall. He was scrounging around on the ground. Tanelwyn was in the lecture garden. Looked like she was interrogating someone. And I heard Selinia yelling from up on the wall. Make sure she doesn't slip.
Please, won't you help a poor soul like me? Please, my lady, spare a coin for a wretched beggar. Oh, but I am wretched. Don't you see my filthy fingernails? My oozing sores? I am a victim, it's true, but not of an enchantment. No, I suffer a terrible curse. Do not ask me my name. I have none. All I have is a tale of pride and sorrow. I haven't the heart to speak it aloud. Some cruel scribe committed my woes to paper, but I can't bear to read them. This is no mere fable. It is my life. Read it, if you must. Just please, spare me the pain of hearing it. Have you come for another look at nameless sorrow? Look, then. Weedle. A name that breaks even the hardest hearts. Most people don't notice us lowly beggars, let alone learn our names. I thank you for that. But names cannot fill an empty belly. Please, mercy, spare a coin. Such generosity. Mara bless you. Have you come for another look at nameless sorrow? Weedle. A name that breaks even the hardest heart. What? No, you can't do that. No mortal can see my wretched state and not be moved to pity. Unless you aren't mortal. It's you, isn't it? Blessed Namira. You've come back to free me from my torment. Oh, great Namira, sweet prince of decay. I thought I'd never see you again. Please, free me from your gifts. I can't bear them any longer. Oh, thank you. My gratitude is beyond measure. Undo what has been done, I beg you. Yes, I feel not much different, actually. What is going on? That was it? I don't feel cured at all. I feel the same. I'm confused. No, you must be wrong. Look! I'm covered in rags and sores. Just look at me. Look! Oh. Wait, what am I doing? Who are you? Erudiel. Yes, I remember. My frumpy, boring friend. I should find him. Maybe I can help.
There you are. I have wonderful news. Maybe. The book, it changed. I was examining the book again, trying to see if there was anything I missed. Then, lines of text started appearing on the page right before my eyes. I know. He just returned. How did you manage it? Well, that's oddly specific. But I'm glad my plan worked. It can't be a coincidence. That must be what affected the Illuminus. Just take a look. Whatever's taken hold of Glaudir is clearly not pleased. I hate to cause her more distress, but I think we should keep freeing my friends. You saved Pavo! Well done! You should find the others. Perhaps you could help Tenelwyn next. She was interrogating 2 of my fellow students in the lecture garden.
Onward, sailors! What treasures await us?
One of you is the thief. I'll crack this case yet. Careful there, friend. There's a thief about. One of these 2 scamps is the criminal mastermind behind a half-baked plot to steal a pie. My pie, in fact. Cut down in its crispy, gooey prime while my back was turned. Oh, goodness, no! Surely you recognize the most clever and curvaceous investigator in Tamriel. Clearly you need to read up on my escapades. Some clever writers committed a few to paper. Should be a copy around here somewhere. So, finished reading about my heroic exploits? Impressive, yes? Yes, Investigator Vale at your service. Have a puzzling crime to report? Well, I'll sort out your issue soon enough. First, I need to expose the sticky-fingered pie pilferer. It's clearly one of these 2. What? Of course I am, silly. I know this seems like an unsolvable crime to the average citizen, but it's really all quite clear to me. Simply put, I'm never wrong. Proof? Why, of course I have proof. I just want these 2 to wriggle on the hook a bit longer. I'll reveal the identity of the thief soon enough.
You lay yet more burdens on an already burdened brow? I stole no pies. Now off with you before I cast you into the dungeon! Pie? I can't trouble myself with such trifling matters. I have a kingdom to look after, and a churlish child to wrangle. I stole no pies. It was clearly the pirate over there. I have no idea how. I never saw the scoundrel leave. What? You want me to believe that Investigator Vale got this wrong? Ha! Preposterous! The pirate's to blame. Just look at all these crumbs! Only a sloppy mariner would make such a mess. Yes? Look, they're everywhere. Leading off into the bushes, it seems. Why that scallywag stole off into the bushes, I don't know. But you can't expect a weary sovereign to understand the mind of a criminal.
Avast! Why do you pester me like this, nosy wench? I've no use for lubber pies. That slippery Breton must have taken it. Believe me, I know a thief when I see one, and that little twerp is guilty as they come. Must be mighty quick, though. I barely took me eyes off the rascal, and these eyes are as sharp as fish hooks, see? No, not possible. Investigator Vale said one of us is guilty, and it weren't me. She's clever as a one-eyed shark, that one. Vale's never wrong. Never! I saw a flash of brown fur out of the corner of me eye, quick as a dolphin in the wake. It was heading towards the hedgerow, I think. You don't think the Breton's a werewolf, do you?
Ah, you've arrived just in time to see me expose the pastry thief. It's quite clear that the guilty party is none other than that pirate there. The picaroon's testimony, while colourful, included the flavour of the pie, a fact that only someone who tasted it would know. Another puzzling case closed. Impressed? A dog? Of course. The fur, the crumbs. How could I have missed it? It was so obvious. No, this isn't right. This isn't how the story goes. I am Investigator Vale. I am never wrong. Wait, I hear a name. Who is Tanelwen? I am so confused. Yes, I remember now. That damned book, The Illuminous. It's to blame, isn't it? I'll go check on Arudiel now. Auriel knows he'll need the help. Thank you, my friend. Being a sultry detective was uncomfortable. Let's see if Arudiel has found a solution
Does
yet.
that mean we aren't in trouble?
I don't know. Now I'm hungry.
Another successful rescue? Thank goodness. I suspected as much. Perfect. We're clearly onto something. When you rescue someone, new passages appear in the book. It's almost like you're writing a new story. Intriguing, and more than a little unsettling. Just have a look. Glardia's persona seems tied to the Illuminous in a more explicit way than the others, but I still haven't managed to identify her character. We're making progress, though, I think. Freeing my friends is clearly angering whatever force is driving this. If the Illuminous grows angry enough, maybe the force behind it will reveal itself. How's that for a plan? That wasn't rhetorical. Is this? This is an atrocious plan, isn't it? Have you found Selinia yet? Check the Academy walls. I thought I saw her up there. It's ironic. She normally hates heights. Get her down and perhaps we can make a bit more headway here.
Oh, come on! Jump! It's fun! I want to see if you bounce!
I am. I'll show you. Right. I'm not afraid. Hello. Come to join in my adventures? Or maybe you mean to scold me like the mean old workers. I hope not. I could use a new playmate. Torchbug's fun, but a little strange. He's my best friend. Just over there, see? He always has the funniest ideas, but sometimes he says things that crinkle my carapace. Still, he's always good for an adventure. Sitting in the mines is so boring. A game! A guessing game! Yes! Here are some hints. I have 8 spindly legs, cute little mandibles, and a thirst for adventure. Stumped? Ha! There's a book that might give you a clue. Must be around here somewhere. So, can you guess who I am? Yes, yes, you got it! I am the most fearless adventurer on 8 legs. Nothing scares me, nothing. Not a thing! Not even those big hairy spiders in the garden. Definitely not those. Scribs aren't afraid of spiders, not one bit. Okay,
Oh,
I've
not
got
you
this.
again.
And go! Is that a spider? Oh, no, no! Get it away from me! Oh, disgusting creatures!
Wait, where are you? Oh, you ruined it.
What is going on? It was just a spider. This isn't right. I'm brave. I'm brave and fearless and... What happened to me? Where am I? Mara, help me. Were we up on the walls? A Rudu? It was that damned book, wasn't it? The Illuminus? I told him to leave that thing be. Just had to put on a show for Gladir, didn't he? Ugh. Can we continue this closer to the ground? I still feel dizzy. You mean he's still fiddling with it? Sans price. We'd best get down there and make sure he doesn't do something foolish.
It found me! Save yourselves!
There you are. Glaudir's gotten far less cheerful, and the book shifted again. I think things are coming to a head.
It found me! Save yourselves!
Every time you bring someone back, Glaudir's irritation grows. It started out simple enough, sneers and grumbles. But now, she's near to frothing. On top of that, there's another entry in the book. It's... well, just look at it.
Enough of this! You! Oh, I've had just about enough of you. My story was perfect, perfect, and now you've muddled it up. I won't have it, not anymore. Oh, such pride, such braggadocio. You would have made a splendid character in my story, if not for your bull-headed meddling. My name is unimportant. The play's the thing. The story. You know it well by now. You've been reading it all along. Yes, and it would have been a far better tale without you in it. Any of you, in fact. You're boring, ordinary. I need finer muses,
The library! Yes, there are splendid books in there. I'll use them to weave a true tale of terror. You don't deserve this book. It's mine.
Glardir, wait! She vanished. Oh, of all the luck. Where did she go? Well, that is suboptimal. She must be talking about the stacks below the Hall of Illumination. If she means to stir up trouble, there are plenty of stories down there that will let her do just that. You must hurry. Don't let her escape.
What is that approaching? Some strange sea beast. Prepare to be boarded, mates.
Oh, now what is all this mess? Oh my, a roguish adventurer. Finally. Sorry about the mess. I usually keep things so neat. When things get dirty, oh, I get so flustered. Well, a shapely woman came prancing through. Tousled hair, firm buttocks, and oh, the bosoms. Anyway, the book sprung to life behind her. Toothsome beasts and sweaty, rugged fighters appeared in her wake. Ooh, is it getting hot in here? Oh, I've got plenty of ideas. Oh, wait. You mean to banish them? I'm such a silly thing. The creatures seem bound to their books. If you close a book and slide it back onto the shelf, that might work. Instinct. Raw, untamed instinct. If that fails, I suppose you could check the shelves. Maybe some outwardly prudish but secretly lustful archivist labeled them. Just be sure to put the books on the right shelf. These tomes seem very particular.
then came a bellow and a blast of chill wind. The hero's fate was sealed. Oh, you just won't stop, will you? Get out of my head!
Just like the rest. This hero myself.
I can't. Is it gone? I'm free. Finally. Wait. Where am I? Yes. I remember now. The creature. It's called the Illuminated One. It feeds on stories, on conflict and drama. The more exciting, the better. I fear all this fighting and chasing and anxiety has just made it stronger. It's grown powerful enough to manifest as a material being. That makes it more dangerous. But it also gives us an opportunity to fight it. If you hunt it down and beat it into submission, it will have no choice but to return to the Illuminus.
Face me, you talentless hack. Your story ends here. Won't go back. You can't do this. My masterpiece.
All my classmates and professors are finally coming to their senses. Whatever you did appears to have worked. Did you really defeat this creature? The Illuminated One? Thank the divines! You know, Gladir finally solved the mystery of why I was spared. The Illuminated One thought I was too boring. Imagine that. I guess it pays to be dull sometimes. And to have strong allies like you. Take care, Caraval.